Hello, everyone, and welcome back to FibreCraft episode 17. My name is just another emo or emo games or just emo, whatever you want to call me. Welcome back to this episode. Now, in this episode, we are going to be starting the trenches of the perimeter. I am excited. Hopefully, we can get all the trenches done. I at least want to get one at the bare minimum done. Just one, please, at the bare minimum. But I'm going to go over my plans for the trenches, for the whole rolled eater itself, for the area that we're going to be building it, and talk about some stuff that has happened between the episodes. So, the last episode that we did was the mega obsidian farm that makes about 129,000 per hour. I ran that for about 6 hours now. We got a bunch of obsidian for future projects. I'm gonna probably just hold it till there and not run it until we absolutely need it because we are getting low on shulker boxes. I was running the shulker farm a bit to get back up on shulker boxes, but we just eat through shulker boxes with the obsidian farm, so I'm gonna just leave it for a bit. Now, also what has happened is I recorded the episode for the obsidian farm. I've had it done for about a week and a half before it went up and live. And in that time, I was planning out the perimeter in creative world. I was going to do a huge 528 by 528 perimeter, go mega for my first perimeter, and I had a game breaking crash. It broke my whole entire Minecraft. I lost pretty much everything. I saved the rolled out of all of it, but all my schematics are now gone. I had a bunch of schematics for future projects, a bunch of schematics for past projects, a bunch of work in progress schematics, a bunch of everything, all gone. Now, this hasn't discouraged me. Well, it did for a little bit until I figured out the issue. But we are back now. Now, my plan is to just take each schematic project by project and work on it, which would take longer for each project, but it'll be worth it because you'll get to see my thought process for making each schematic and editing it, even if it's a public archive schematic. I'm going to still try to edit some of them to my own personal liking, maybe decorate it a little bit, maybe add some different modes, whatever the project is. Now, in this episode, we're going to go over our plans for the World Eater and Creative first, and then get all the materials for the trench makers, and then run the trench makers, and then maybe dig out the 3 wide trenches. I'm debating on whether I should manually dig the 3 wide trenches or if I should build a machine that runs it. Still debating it in my head. I think it would be easier just to dig it and do it all on a live stream, just do chill digging live stream, but I'm not 100% sure. So let's jump into creative first. I will show you the plans for the area, which we've already shown off a little bit in a previous episode, but I want to go over it again in this episode just so you guys get a general idea of what the perimeter and the whole project is going to be. So yeah, let's jump into creative for that. Alright, we are in a creative copy of the world in the area that we are going to build the perimeter. Now, it might not look like much right now, but you can see there is a lot of slime chunks in this area surrounding us. Now, this whole area will be dug out and we will become a gigantic hole. This is near spawn. If I remember correctly, spawn is over in that area. So we will be just about 200 blocks away from spawn. We fly over here. Yep, spawn is over here. We spawn over here. This is where a house is. This is where the actual spawn is. This is where the shulker farm is over here. So we just fly a short distance, and this will be where the big perimeter is. Now, we turn on the shape of the perimeter. You can see we have a bunch of slime chunks in this whole area. If I remember correctly, this is at least 20 slime chunks in this area. I think it's close to 25, which will be perfect for our needs, for our expectations of the slime output per hour. And this whole area will just be gone. Nothing. Just absolute ashes at the end of it. Now, you can see this whole area in red is going to be the despawn area, so we need to AFK at this center point right here. I believe we're going to lower this AFK spot by about 20-ish blocks in survival, but for now it's fine. And if we just turn off this shape, and we are gonna, so for the trenches, I already have it in place. This is gonna be one of the trenches right here. So if we look, you can see the trenches go just along the outside of the red circle over here, and there's gonna be one on this side over here as well. And so we're gonna run both of these first, get the two big trenches done on both sides, and then we will be running the rolled eater soon after that. Now, the rolled eater I have right now is 272 by 272, but I might make it a little bit wider and do 300 by 300 just to get this whole circle dug out, because if we look, turn off this, turn on this, you can see it's just barely inside the red circle in some places, just barely outside. And you can see the direct center of it is almost over the direct center of the AFK spot, which is perfect. But I might make it a little bit wider, do another 10 blocks this way, and do another 10 blocks this way, maybe 20 blocks this way, just to get it wide enough to what we need. But this is looking really good so far. I am in love with this. So our next step is to get the materials for the trench maker. We're going to do one trench, do this whole side, get this whole trench done, exactly what we need. And then we are going to do this whole side, get the whole trench done for this. And then we might just dig out this 3 wide trench right here that we need for this. So without further ado, let's jump back into survival, and we are going to get the materials for the trench maker and then go to the area where we are building this. Alright, we are back in survival and ready to get the materials for the trench maker on the one side. So without further ado, we should have the material list. Let's get that. We have a bunch of materials here. We're going to ignore the stone because that's just boundary. And we're going to see all these materials that we need. And we got them. All but the terracotta, which we have different terracotta here, which is fine. But we have the rest of the materials. We are ready to go get the farm. I did this for just about an hour on stream, just getting different materials. But let's go over to the area where we are going to build this, and then we are going to put both the schematics in place, and I'll join back. We have the schematics in place. But yeah, it's just a short little flight over here. I'll show you. Right. And here we are. Now if we look right over here, this should be the area that we are going to build this in. Yep, right over here. Believe, if I remember correctly, the exact midpoint is over here. So we will be coming over here, turning. Yep, we're going to be digging all this out, destroying all this. I'm going to get the exact midpoint right now, and then get the whole perimeter, or the whole schematics in place, and then I will join back when that's all done. Alright, so we have the trench makers fully built up all the way in the perimeter over there. But there is one thing I forgot that we kind of need for this perimeter, and that would be very useful for making the trenches and for making the perimeter itself, and that is sponges. Why sponges? Because there's some water in the perimeter that we need to clear out and get rid of. So I thought the best thing would to come over to this double guardian temple over here. We have this one right here and this one over here. And we're going to be going over here to get some sponges from both of these rooms. I have doors to help us breathe. I have a bunch of food and a bunch of health over here, so we should be fine. But I'm going to take this super slow. I'm basically just going to be looking for the sponge rooms and then going from there. But I'm going to play this as carefully as possible because I'm not super kitted out for this. So I'm going to come back when we are gonna be doing this and come back when we have sponges. Yeah, so let's go. So we got one monument down, the one that was over here. We cleared this one out, this one right here, but there's 4 total in this area, not in a floatable area, but in this little ocean area. So I'm gonna go to all 4. We're going to this one next, seeing if there's any sponges, and then there's one about 150 blocks that way we're gonna go to, and we're gonna see if there's any sponges there. The first one got us about a stack of sponges, which is amazing, but I want more and kind of need more for the perimeter. I want about 3 to 4 stacks total, so I'm hoping to get that. So without further ado, we also got milk buckets to help us out with this. So this is what I've been doing. I've been just searching, staying away from these dudes. Been getting the mining fatigue, but not really caring because we have the milk buckets. So I've been trying to find the room. It's been really up top, but it doesn't seem like this has any, sadly. So we might just go to the next one. Yep, this one doesn't have any, sad. So we're gonna go to the next one and then search there. And then after that, to see how many we have. Hopefully we can get a little bit more than 1 stack of sponges. I really, really hope. But I have no clue at this rate. I've been staying away from the guys because I'm not ready to fight them yet. Not even close. This boss is harder than the Wither in my opinion. So yeah, no. I'm gonna stay far away from this dude as possible. But yeah, without further ado, let's go to the next one and search there. Alright, so we're at the next one. Let's see if this one has any sponges. I hope to God it does. I'm gonna just go down here, place the door, stand here so we can breathe, and let's see, any sponges whatsoever. Please have sponges. Don't see any so far. We have this big guy right here. Usually I found them somewhere on this top area, like in these rooms, but it doesn't seem that this has any either. That is great. I wish there was a way to get renewable sponges in Minecraft. Oh, we have one room with sponges. Is there another one over here on this side? No. Alright. Is there any more? There's that dude right there. Gonna stay far away from him as possible. And none over here. So there's just the one over here. Right here. So it's in this corner. And we are down here. So it's not that far away. We're just gonna swim up here. Place a door down here. And then drink a milk bucket. And then just dig and mine as much as we can. With 1 milk bucket, we probably have to drink 2 or 3. But I'm going to show you the process of how I've been doing it. So just swim up here. It's about right here. Place this. Get our milk bucket. Drink this. And didn't mean to do that. Now that we're down here, I'm going to try to do this as quickly as possible. And yep, all done. All good. All golden. And we're about to take damage. Great. And stand here. And make sure we got all the sponges. Yep. Alright. Now we are on a stack and 29. It's about a stack and a half of sponges. This should be enough to at least clear out the trenches. I might go get a couple more stacks before we do the actual perimeter itself, but that'll be in the next episode, so it's fine. Might do a little bit off camera. And we're gonna fly away so we don't die. So yeah, let's go dry these sponges out in the nether real quick and then fly back to the perimeter area, and then we can start clearing out the trenches of all the water spots. Alright, we are back in the trench area. As you can see, this has all been built up. We have a little platform just to start this by removing this redstone block. But as you can see, there's a lot of water in this pathway. We just fly along here. We need to clear out all of this water, or there's this water here. We need to move some of this here, some of this here so it doesn't flow. Some of this over here, maybe some of this over here so it doesn't flow. Some of this down at this end. Just make sure it doesn't all flow in. But eventually, these puddles will need to be removed too, which we will do. It won't take long. And then this will be a pain. I might not do this, just have the sweepers do this, but these little small spots I'll do anyway. Now this is going to be a pain. You can see we have the whole trench done, just besides this little outlining wall. I built it higher up just to make sure we had some clearance. I could have built this lower down to make sure it actually destroys the ground quicker, but I'm not really gonna do that. It's not really worth. I'll wait the extra half hour to an hour it will take to actually start destroying the trees in the ground. But for now, it's fine. And if we load in the world eater itself, you can see it's all lined up. We have the trenches. This is 11 wide trenches that we need, and we're going to be making about 13 wide trenches. I think it's 14 actually, with smooth walls, which is another big thing for me. I really wanted smooth walls just so it can look good. And when we decorate it in the perimeter later in the perimeter life, it'll be easy. Yeah, we come all the way down here. You can see it's all lined up. We have some space in the back just in case, and some space in the front just in case. It'll be fine. I'm really excited. But yeah, let's get to removing the water. Alright, and we're back. We have all of the water all mopped up with the sponges. I had to go back and dry out the sponges again and then come back and clear out more of this area. But this whole area is done right here. I might do a little bit right here just for safety, depending on how low it gets and round about that. But I'll see when I start running this. And I got all these little ponds out here, like this one, over here, this one, all cleared out. So we can run the big world eater later, and it'll be a little bit easier on us. But these big rivers I will save for the world eater itself, because that's a lot of work. Now, I'm thinking for these side trenches, I might just build up one of these dupers right here, just one module, and then run it on this side and not have too wide, so only be like a 5 wide trench, and we only need a 3 wide trench, which is fine. But I might do that just to make it a little bit easier on myself. I'm going to run this trench first, and then probably one side, test that out, and then run the other side, test that out, and then the other big long trench with the double over here, but on this side. And then after that, we will be building the big world eater. I've already tested it out in creative to make sure the world eater works, and it does, so I am excited. This is all going according to plan. But yeah, we're going to jump into a time lapse of me running this now, and I'm going to start this up on a stream, do all of the trenches then, and then watch this, and yeah, basically run it the whole time on stream, and then maybe do the side trenches on stream too. But yeah, without further ado, let's start this up. Alright, and we are back with the trench done. Oh, I'm so in love with this. You have no idea how happy this makes me, being able to fly through here. We bombed this whole area out. Took about 4 hours just to run the whole machine back and forth. But we are now down to bedrock, and we are ready to launch the other side. So I've decided I'm not going to manually dig this now. So these side trenches are going to be a little bit wider than the 3x3 that we need. If we just go ahead and turn off the schematic, you can see we need it to be 3 wide. It's going to be a little bit bigger. It's going to be about 5 to 6 wide, which is fine. It's not going to be like 13 wide like this trench is, but it's just going to have one of these single dupers up here, which I've already built. And then we have an end station down there, and it's just going to be one single duper instead of the double. And it will also have the smooth wall as well, which is what I really wanted. So without further ado, we're going to launch this side, and then I already have both bots in, and we're just going to let this run for forever until this gets done. I might build up that side as well and run it at the same time. I'm not sure, but I'm going to let this run for a little bit at first, make sure it all runs correctly before building up the other side. So without further ado, we can just go down here. We just have to remove this redstone block, which should be easy. I'm going to make a little platform just so I can be able to grab this redstone block. And then when this moves down, we're going to be able to destroy these blocks. I'm gonna make a little platform right here though, just so we can get out of the way of this. And then whenever we hit any water or anything, we're gonna have to suck it all up. You can see there's some already, but we're gonna have to deal with that first. It's fine though. There's not too terribly much just in the way of this one. We don't have to do this whole wide thing. We just have to do like this little bit right here. Really, a little bit over there, a little bit over there. But other than that, there's not much water. So I'm going to get to working on that and run this side, and then we'll join back when this side's done, and maybe the other side will be going by then. But yeah, let's run this machine. Start it up right now. Alright, so we turn the schematic off. And it just duped the TNT once. Why? Huh. Let me... What am I missing? Not missing anything for this flying machine. Is it this part? Of course, nothing works first try. This side worked first try, thank God. This side did not. I'm gonna see what's up. Oh, I have no idea what happened. Here, let's place this again. I'm gonna reset all of this and I'll come back when it's all built again. I do not know what happened. Wow. Alright, we got the flying machine running. I don't know exactly what was wrong with it. I triple checked all the blocks on both sides. I ended up having to move this down because this moved down one but didn't launch. So I had to move this whole side down one. Wasn't that big of a pain. As you can see, we're starting to get the TNT to come across. It's going to slowly make its way down and make its way over here. Come back over here. I'm just going to go down, 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 back and forth, back and forth. It's going to take about 4 hours to do this. We won't hit water for a while, but I'm going to go suction up all that water right now. But it is working. I got both bots placed, so it should be able to just go on its own. And this shouldn't take long to suck up all the water either. So I quadruple checked this. Still don't know what was wrong, but I rebuilt it and that works. So it's fine. I'm going to turn off the placement and just let it run. And that was a creeper that just blew up behind me. Great. Yeah, I'm going to suck up all this water so that the flying machine can move correctly. And we can go back and forth. Yeah. I'll come back when this is more of a trench. Alright, we are back. The trench has been moved a lot down since our last progress update when it basically started. So I've been basically running this, trying to run into any issues. Not really have had any so far until now. This is a lot of lava. But I have a full shulker box of sand. I'm just gonna get to placing, and then once I get done placing all this, clear it all up, it's gonna get dug back up again. The bad part about it though is this just caverns of lava. Even over here too, more lava. All over here is just lava. We're gonna have to clear down here when it gets to this layer eventually. Over here, there is a lot of lava. Over here, creeper just blew me up. Oh. Yeah, there's a lot of lava over here in this area. There's a lot of lava over here in this area. A lot over here. There's a lot everywhere. Uh, so I have temporarily stopped the duper just so I can clear all this up. I'm gonna get all this cleared up, run it again for the last few layers, and then get the little bit more lava that's over here. Get all that cleaned up, but it has like 3 or 4 more layers so we hit bedrock. We are almost there. You can see there's some bedrock right in this area, so probably 2, 3 more layers and we'll hit bedrock. And then I'll probably run it a little bit after just to get it as clean as this side. But if we go over to the side that's already done and get an exact amount all the way over here. Yeah, 3 more layers, 2 more layers till we hit bedrock. I'm gonna let it run and clear as much as this is. You can see there's not really any blocks in between this besides some stone. It's a lot of bedrock. I'm gonna run it till it looks like that on this side. But I have to clean up all this lava first. So I'll come back when all the lava is done and probably when this trench is done. This will probably take me a little while. I am not looking forward to it, but it has to be done. So I'm gonna do that right now. Dang, he hit me midair. Yeah, I'll come back when we're done cleaning this up. Alright, and we're back with the side trenches done completely. We have one side trench done, at least we still have one more to go, and one more big main trench. Being able to fly through here is amazing. The most amazing thing about this, though, smooth walls all the way through here. We have this side trench done. It only needed to be 3 wide, but if we fly up and we look down, you can see it is more than 3 wide, which is fine. Perfectly fits our needs. As long as we have 3 wide on either side, this is fine. So I'm perfectly happy with this. You see, we made it just like this trench, and the fact that there's not a lot of stone in between makes it look a lot better, at least. And then the smooth walls is just the icing on the cake. I love the smooth walls of this, and seeing it all done on all the sides will be amazing. And then we can count exactly how many slime chunks we have in this area, but we know it's gonna be a lot for now. We look, if we just fly up, I'm gonna go into free cam. We can already start to get an idea of what's gonna be in this area. So if we go up a bunch, you can already see how many slime chunks are going to be in this area. It's going to be a lot. I am excited. I cannot wait. And we can load almost all of these, which is even better. There's going to be at least 16, if not 20 plus, which will be absolutely perfect. So next step is going to be this side trench, and then this main trench will be last, just because it's going to be built a little bit higher up, because there's a little bit more mountains on this side than on this side. So it's gonna be fine. But the hardest part is just waiting for the trencher to just go back and forth down to lava layer, because there's not really many problems up until we hit lava layer. There's like some water here that we just need to soak up with a sponge. Not that big of a deal. Some water over here as well. We need to soak up with a sponge. Not that big of a deal either. All this water in between this will have uh the fluid pusher on the actual world eater itself, so we don't need to worry about that. But all this lava that got cleared out here, this side wasn't a pain. This side, as you saw, was a huge pain in the butt. Took me many hours of just placing sand, because I had to place sand along the edges and then push it back into the wall a little bit more. You can kind of see it here. We did it here and then push it just little by little layer by layer. But here I'm going to stop it, at least on this side. This side is a little bit more important to get rid of lava. But as the time comes, when we build the big world eater and it gets starting to get down into lava layer, we will patch all this up, because we'll be able to see it easier. So we're going to cross that bridge when we get there. I also have to clear out all the mob spawners from this area. There is also a little mine shaft system down here along in this area. Or is it right here? So we need to go through here, get rid of any carts, get rid of anything else. But I am excited. This is going to be a big project. And so, without further ado, let's get back to doing another side. Maybe I'll do a time lapse of this side as well, but we already done one side, so you can see kind of how it works back and forth. It takes about 4 hours for each, and about 3 hours of that is just waiting for the trencher to go back and forth. But yeah, now you can see what we're working on here, and we're gonna get more done. So next time we come back, this whole side will be done. And then after that, we'll check back in and then do this whole side as well. And then I'll call it for this episode, and then the next episode will be us building the World Eater itself and getting all the materials for that, which is a lot. So yeah, let's do the next small trench. Alright, we are back. It has been a headache since the last time I recorded. So we are on the final trench of this. We have this side done. This is the original first side that we did over there. And then we have this side done over here. You see we're about halfway through this trench over here. And I've dealt with a lot since we've done this. So first thing that we've done, and I don't know how exactly or why, but my game keeps crashing a bunch. Like, every time I try to load chunks, it crashes. Every time I try to do anything really whatsoever, it crashes. I've needed a couple extra observers for this side, and I'm still missing one right there. And every time I try to fly back to the storage over there and fly back, it crashes. Just loading new chunks, trying to do anything, even while trying to quit and save, it crashes. So I don't know exactly what is going on. I'm thinking it might be something with my mods, but my render distance is now 12 chunks instead of 16, which I had at before, which has helped a little bit, but I don't know exactly what's going on. So I'm kind of just stuck, and I'm gonna try to run this again, but if this crashes, I don't know. You see, our FPS and our TPS and MSPT is fine right now, but every time I try to fly, load new chunks, it just doesn't want to work. So I have the bot here on this side. I'm going to stand on this side and run this a little bit more, and hopefully it doesn't crash. I hope to God. But for now, this side is all done. I'm going to destroy these blocks just so we can get this out of the way and go from there. See, I have just a little bit of scaffolding blocks and extra blocks just so this didn't launch, because it happened twice on me where this launched. But I've been trying to fix it. I don't know exactly what the issue is. I don't know if it's a mod issue, it's a world issue, it's a something issue, but it's really annoying me. I've had to make multiple instances of Minecraft to try to get it fixed. I've tried multiple different things, still hasn't worked. So if we fly over here, you can see this all works perfectly fine. And so this honestly should have taken me about 4 or 5 days to do all of the trenches with all the lava clearing and everything. I'm now on day 7 of doing this. It'll probably take me another 8 days. That's why there was no video. I wanted to get the trenches done and get a video up that week. So sorry for no video. This is the reason. I just keep crashing, and I don't know exactly why. I've had to rebuild the dupers because it crashed originally while the dupers were flying, got back, and just kept crashing, and it just has gone on from there. But I think we're finally at a point where I am ready to launch this machine again. It's been a long time coming and a lot of headaches. So I'm going to just stand on one side. I'm going to have the bot load the other side and just go back and forth with this and see if it'll run a little bit. But if it doesn't want to run, I don't know what exactly could or will fix it. But we are gonna just go down here. And then we're gonna destroy this redstone block. It'll launch it, and then it'll come back. I'm hoping it doesn't crash in that, but I'm not gonna leave this area for a long time just to see if it'll crash or whatever. And because loading new chunks will crash it. But this should be fine, hopefully, for now. And then we'll finish the video up hopefully when this is done, but if not, I might end the video in another clip after if it crashes again, and then because I need to get this video out and done. And then the video after that will be getting all the materials for the World Eater and then building up the World Eater itself. Hopefully I'll fix the crashing by then so we can actually run the World Eater. But I'm really loving how this is turning out with all the bedrock and all of that between there. I just have to fix this crashing issue. So without further ado, we're going to launch it again. Turn off the schematic. You can see it launches. We're going to turn down the sounds so we can actually know what we're doing. This is a lot better. So I'm going to let this run for a little bit. I'm going to create a little AFK platform, and then hopefully it doesn't crash. If it does crash while running this, I'll just have to rebuild the dupers more likely. But yeah, let's let this run for a bit. Alright, and we are back, and the last trench is officially finished. You can see it's all flush with the bedrock, just like these other sides of the trenches. We are able to fly through all four sides perfectly fine, and we have the smooth walls as well, which is just icing on the cake. Now this side's wall came out as amazing. The other sides didn't come out as good. Kind of sad, but it's fine. We'll live. And this wall will have a full deco anyway, so it's fine. We can always just dig one layer of wall instead of like 3 or 11 layers just to get the smooth wall. It's fine. This is probably the worst. This is the last side. This wall is not as smooth, but it also had a lot of water and lava down at the bottom that I had to clear, so the explosions weren't completely perfect. But yeah, you can see my game is a little bit framey. I've figured out the crashing issue for the most part. I think it's just a space on my computer issue. So I'm going to clear a lot more space. I've already cleared 130 gigs. I'm going to clear more trying to fix this. And it seems like entities are really destroying my world lately. I might have to turn entity rendering off just to make sure everything is fine. But it's not that good for my client. So I'm going to try to fix this. I'm going to end the video here though. Thank you all for watching this episode of FibreCraft. Sorry for the delay in this. A lot has happened with all the game crashes that I've been going through, and a lot of the other issues while digging this out and clearing it and getting all the lava done. This is just a 272 by 272 perimeter. If when we get up to 500 by 500 plus, this will be a lot worse. But thank you guys for joining me. I will see you in the next episode where we will be getting the materials for the World Eater and building it up. And then the episode after that, we will be running it. Or maybe we'll run the World Eater next episode. Who knows? Thank you all for watching me. Hope you guys enjoyed. And yeah, have a good day.